Today is February 6th and we've got a lot of activity going on at the Planet Clark Emerald House. We are installing windows, rain screen. We're doing heating, ventilating today. We have crews from NTEC. We have crews from Perfect Climate. We have volunteers from Habitat for Humanity. Chuck with Forum Studio is here as well. So it's a very crowded job site, but we're going to see a lot of activity and progress at the end of the day.
A good building actually goes back to the design of the building. So I like to think of designing buildings sort of like a person standing outside in the weather 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. So it's really important to have a good hat on the building. So we try to design buildings so that you have a good brim to keep the rain off of you, maybe protect you from the sun. The building itself, though, is very well insulated, so we try to wrap the buildings in a very good jacket type system so that we're protected from the elements while we're standing outside. We have the first layer, which is this blue layer, in this case the weather resistant barrier, WRB. So that layer is designed for shedding bulk water, so when the rain hits the building, we're shedding that water. But it also has to do another level of service too. It's protecting the wind from blowing into the building, but it also actually lets moisture out of the building, because buildings actually get damp on the inside. That moisture goes through the walls and needs to get out. So the WRB has small enough pores that the vapor can sneak out through, but the large water molecules from raindrops don't go back in, so it actually keeps the building relatively dry. Next layer that we're actually doing on this building is called a rain screen system. That is a lath system to build out and to hold the siding away from the building so that there's actually an air gap between the siding and the building. So the siding actually sheds the bulk water, so the rain and the wind hits that and runs down the outside of the building. Any water that may get behind that hits this dead air space, basically loses pressure, can fall down out of the building, or because it's vented top and bottom, can actually take the moisture out of that space. So water coming from the inside of the building or water coming from the outside of the building can actually vent in that dead air space. Windows are basically holes in the skin of the building. And holes are great in some ways because we want to be able to see out there and get some light in, but they also let energy out, water and moisture in and out, air in and out. So we have to sort of design and manage how those windows are installed and the features of those windows. So in this case, we have some really high performance windows. They're a triple pane window, allowing sort of 2 layers of inert gas between that to give us a really high performance and a high R value or low energy use. When the windows are installed, we have to really be fastidious about how the flashing systems work so that the water will always sheet down the outside of the building and away from the building. You don't just caulk around the window and put it in place. Just relying on caulk tends to just fail over the years. So being very fastidious about how to tape and seal those windows in place.
This home actually exceeds codes, and that's an important thing, I believe, for our community to understand, because when a home is built beyond code, it means that it will be future-oriented much more than the year that it's built. So the sustainability factor, of which is high in the priority now for people building homes of all sorts, not just Habitat for Humanity. People should know that they can ask their builder to exceed code, to exceed the standards, because that results in lower energy bills. It results in utilizing a lot of the supplies that come from our local economy. because when we build utilizing local contractors and some of the materials that are from this area, it just creates something that these people are going to experience savings for a much greater time period than just this year.